I am doing some evening work tonight, and as I work through this and dinner, I was going to share with everybody kind of the story of Reimer Holmes and how we got to the point where we got to today. So, this actually kind of starts back when my husband finished up college. He graduated Alfred with a construction management degree and signed on with Hainer Hoyt. Now, if you're familiar with Syracuse at all, the Hotel Syracuse restoration project, he was a commercial project engineer on. That was one of his projects. Got tired of it, went back to the field. We just started dating, living together. And then finally, he told me one night, he's like, "Hey, I want to move back home to Rochester." So we were both in Syracuse at the time, and start my own framing business. And I was like, "Oh, okay, cool. Like, awesome. Love that for you. Are we going together? Are we going separate?" And initially, he told me, he's like, "No, you can stay in Syracuse. I'm going to go by myself. I need to focus on my business and what I want to get done." I'm like, okay, I'm cool with that. As we got closer to moving date, though, he did tell me, he's like, "I want you to move with me." So we up and moved back to Rochester. He had been framing all in, I think, he's been a framer for about 10 to 15 years at this point. Um, and in 2024, one of a very close family friend of family had approached him and he was like, "Hey, I have this house I'm listing, but they want to build an in law addition at the son's house. Is this something you could do?" And Eric's like, "Well, yeah, that sounds kind of cool, kind of awesome. I definitely can do it. He's educated, he knows the trades, he's been doing this for a long time." So he did, and it came out great. And he also asked me to step in and help him in terms of the books, keeping all records and all that jazz. Insurance was a big one, managing payments, that kind of stuff. So we did that together, and it was really fun for us. Now, mind you, I actually had just had our youngest in September of 2023, Mr. Henry, and I was going back to work and went back to my job in mortgages, residential real estate mortgages, um, which I loved. I genuinely did love that job. Um, so I just gone back in February of 2024, and in March he called me and he was like, "Hey, I want to buy a development." Now, I had always known that one of my husband's life goals was to build a house, like to do a subdivision, if you will. And I really wanted to be a part of that and make his dreams come true. So I was like, okay, I just completely did a career change. I'm not even 6 months postpartum, but yeah, sure, let's buy a subdivision. Like, I knew that, but it was great. It was cool. Um, yeah.